Hello and welcome to another video. It's that time. I'm gonna be vulnerable again. I don't like doing it, but I think it's important. So I have been 6 months sober. It's been 6 months and I'm so proud of myself for getting this far. As you all probably know, alcohol and drinking culture is a big part of society and it's really hard to break away from that. I'm not saying drinking is bad, you can do what you want, but for me, I have a very unique condition. So this video is for people who have the same condition as me and need something to relate to. I felt very lonely going down this path and not knowing anyone with the same kind of condition as me. In the UK, 82% of people have drunk alcohol in the last 12 months. So that's over 3/4 of people that drink alcohol in the UK. That's crazy, that's crazy. To stop drinking alcohol, you have to break away from that large group, which is the majority of people, and be by yourself a little bit. It's not easy, and I failed so many times in the past. I used to really hate myself for failing so much, and being so weak, and then going out and drinking again. It's just a repetitive cycle, but at the end of the day, it's not something that's easy. It's not something that easy. So if you're going through the same thing, cut yourself some slack. Fail, do it again. Fail, do it again. That's the way it goes. Let's start with why I stopped drinking and why I needed to stop drinking. It all started as a teenager at university. You go straight into the drinking culture, right? And I used to black out all the time. And I thought maybe it's the amount I'm drinking, which is probably the case at university. But as I've grown older, it's just something that always happens to me. Sometimes I don't drink that much and it happens. Sometimes I do drink too much and it happens. There was no gauge of how much I could actually drink and what my limit is. And usually after I have 1 or 2 drink, my intuition goes out the window and I tend to drink more and more and more and not think about it. Even though I might start the night thinking, okay, I'm gonna have 1 or 2 beers. It never really happens. I've done it a few times, but I never can just have 1 or 2 beers. It's just something inside of me that carries on drinking. When people tell me you don't need to drink alcohol, you can just cut down and just be a bit disciplined about how much you drink. I've done that for about 10 years and it hasn't worked for me. It might work for a little time period, but there's always one time where I just black out again and it was just becoming really painful for those around me, myself, my friends, and it's something that just had to stop. Alcohol is also something that has been a problem in my family. There's a lot of family members that I have and had that had alcohol problems. Like there's a big alcoholic problem in my family. So seeing that growing up, I know firsthand that alcohol is very detrimental to some people. It changes the way they act, changes the way they behave, and sadly I've lost some family members on the way to alcohol. Even seeing that growing up, there still was an urge for me to drink alcohol and just forget about it and go out drinking with my friends. I think as I've gotten older, my perspective has changed a little bit, but breaking away from society and doing this by yourself and looking on social media, seeing everyone drinking and having fun, you get that fear of missing out, and it's not an easy thing to do. So if you're going through this situation, cut yourself some slack. Cut yourself some slack, because it's not an easy thing to do and you need to be strong, and if you fail, just go again. Hearing the stories of what you've done when you blacked out drunk is really horrible, and you feel a lot of guilt and shame and just embarrassed. I was embarrassed throughout uni, most of my adulthood, to be fair. I think maybe some of my insecurities come out when I'm drunk, and that's something I have to deal with without the use of any substances. Whether or not I know it's my insecurities or just a chemical reaction in my brain, I have no idea, but I'm only gonna find out by exploring myself a little bit and listening to my thoughts, listening to my emotions a bit more and being a bit more attentive. It's no way gonna help to carry on drinking and letting it all out and then not being able to understand myself and just feeling shame. So what are the difficulties of quitting alcohol? My main fear was the fear of being outcasted by society, being alone, because most weekends you go out drinking with friends. That's the culture. You go out drinking, you go to a pub, you go to a club, whatever setting it is, even like family gatherings, there's normally drinks involved, so you can't really get away from it. I was just afraid that, you know, I wouldn't be able to have fun. 27 years old, I'm still young. I don't want to miss out on my youthful days and the parties and things like that. But there comes a time where there's things that are more important. And with the fear of being outcasted, you're thinking, once I stopped drinking alcohol, I realized that the friends that you don't need will go. The people that you don't need will go. They'll leave your life. That's probably a good thing. And the friends that will support you and really care about you will stay. So it's actually filtering out bad people. Not bad people, I wouldn't say necessarily bad people, but bad people for you in your life. So it's actually a positive that you might be outcasted by some people, because the real ones will stay. And I was blessed to have new friends in Japan that really supported me, and I couldn't believe it. They would not drink when I was going out right at the beginning. Now they drink when I'm there because I'm comfortable with it, but at the beginning they wouldn't drink when I go out with them. They'll take me to do stuff that didn't involve drinking, whether it be go to the onsen, go to get food, play sports, just do activities without any alcohol involved. And that really helped on my journey, because otherwise I would have been stuck at home. I had the thought process when I started my sobriety that I'm not going to go to any pubs, I'm not going to go to the clubs, I'm just gonna not drink for a while and see how it goes, and just not be in those settings because it's going to be triggering. I'm going to be tempted by drink. So I was like, no, I'm not going to any. After a while, I felt comfortable to say, okay, I can go to a pub and not drink. It was difficult at first because another problem I have is confidence in social settings, especially when there's alcohol involved, because everyone just goes a gear up socially. They're more relaxed, they're loud, and it can be overwhelming when you're sober to be in those settings. And you feel like you need to match that. You need to be on the same level as everyone else and perform and be funny and, you know, really be involved with everything. But what I've come to realize is, why do you need to impress anyone? There's no need to impress anyone. You just be yourself. If you're feeling a certain way, feel that way. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. You shouldn't have to match other people's energy. You shouldn't care if they're thinking he's a bit quiet. Like, why does it matter? It's none of their business, yeah, why I'm quiet. What I found is, once I let go of my socially performative outcome, then I was able to enjoy the evening a lot more, enjoy the night a lot more, and not care, and end up being maybe just as social as I am drunk. I found a newfound confidence to go into these settings, and a newfound confidence in myself that I don't need anything to be happy and present when I'm in these situations. And it's just a beautiful feeling. It feels like I've come a long way, got rid of some weight that was just unnecessary because I was just comfortable with drinking. I just actually stopped drinking just before a breakup, so I stopped, and then the breakup happened, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I need to escape reality. But luckily I had the willpower, I don't know where it came from, to not drink. So yeah, I think I drank one time in between that time, and I didn't get too drunk. I was very conscious, I was drinking water, but even after that I was like, nah, I don't want to do it. I feel anxious the next day, I feel like I've let myself down. It confirmed to me that I didn't want to do it. Even though I failed, it highlighted why I wanted to stop, and that was valuable in itself to me, and it's probably something that needed to happen, that little slip up. But I was pretty happy with the way I drank anyway. I was very conscious, but I know if I continue to do that every time and was trying to be conscious, there'll be one day where I completely slip up, and I didn't want to risk that anymore. I just don't want to risk that. Some of the benefits I felt after quitting alcohol, one is energy levels. Energy levels have skyrocketed. Unbelievable energy levels. I obviously get the right amount of sleep, good schedule, good routine. When I was drinking alcohol, the hangover would mess me up and I'd be trying to get back into my routine. But now I don't have that to worry about. It also gives me 2 extra days of the week to do productive stuff, to go to the gym. Don't miss a gym session now. I would miss a gym session over and over again because I was hungover and I didn't want to go hungover. Some people do it, but I just can't do it. So that consistency in all aspects of my life have increased. Yeah, my motivation and drive, ambition have increased. I really feel like I'm able to do things now. Before, goals seemed very distant, and now I feel like I can achieve a lot, and my aspirations have increased. I can just work like clockwork, and I'm not worried about if I'm gonna fail, because if I fail, then I'm gonna get back up and do it again. Now that I've quit alcohol, I have swapped my unhealthy habit of drinking with lots of healthy habits. So you might think, what do I do now I'm not drinking? Go to the gym, play football, work on your own business, do things that you love to do. I like making videos, I like making rap music, cook. What else do I do? Go to the onsen. Like in Japan you have hot springs, and that's what I like to do as well. Meditate, all these things, read. There's so many things that you can swap it with, socially and solo things that you can do by yourself. It might be a difficult transition at first, but once you start getting the benefits of all these things that you're doing, you don't want to go back. I feel great. I've looked the best I've ever looked. I couldn't lose weight because I was drinking alcohol, and now I've lost a ton of weight. I've built muscle, and I just feel a lot better about myself in general. It's just a form of self-love as well, if I'm honest. And yeah, more confidence in social settings. When I used to go on dates or parties or anything in general, I would feel that I need to have a drink in those settings to be myself. And now I don't have that option, so I am truly myself. But as I do it more and more, I feel more comfortable. I feel better equipped to handle those situations and just let go of the result or what I want from those situations, and just enjoy it. And that I don't need to perform. I'm okay. I am what I am, and if they don't like it, take it or leave it, because this is me. I hope this video has helped you. Please give it a thumbs up if you like the video, if you relate to it, and subscribe to my channel. I'm in England at the moment, so it's quite difficult to do travel content, but I will try and do a bit about English culture. But I'm looking at doing self-improvement, because that's a big part of my life as well. So this channel is going to be self-improvement and travel, so if you like that stuff, please subscribe. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye bye.